It's been 2 years since I took ownership of this 23.5 CVO. And a couple of you asked me, how's that coating holding up? I used an Adams graphene coating when I first purchased the bike. And I can tell you that after 2 years, granted a lot of time in the garage, it's holding up perfectly. It beads for days, and I haven't done anything other than just wash it. Though I do stick to the ecosystem. I use the Adams graphene shampoo and the graphene booster. Both of these products work really well, so no complaints, and I would definitely coat my next bike. This was the first bike I ever coated, and it certainly makes the bugs easier to get off. But bugs will still stick, and if you forget one, which I have done, and it bakes on, I find it leaves no etching behind. The graphene coating seems to prevent any damage from bug guts. I really do recommend this graphene booster. It just revitalizes your coating like it was the first day you applied it. It works great on a wet vehicle as a drying aid. So I spritz it on and then wipe it off. I also found these microfiber drying towels, super absorbent but super small. So it's easy to get in the hard places when drying your motorcycle. I'll put links in the description if you want to check them out. Another trick I use is a water deionizer. So this has material in it that removes all the minerals from your water. And I don't know about you, but we have a ton of minerals in our water. And when the sun hits that water on your bike, it evaporates that water and leaves the minerals behind, which then leaves you a spot on your paint. So I really started using this, especially when washing the bike. It's super affordable but effective, and I'll give credit to Cars with Keeve. He's the one I found using this and recommended it. I really like it. For the super tight areas, I've been using a body tool and a thin rag. It works pretty well to jam the cloth into the tight space to get that water out, but this windshield design has made it really hard to clean in these tight areas. Maybe you found a tool out there. I'm still looking. So it's been 2 years with this bike, the CVO 23.5, and I've really enjoyed it. I need to ride it more, that's clearly for sure. I've been filming it more than I've been riding it. But I've really enjoyed the YouTube channel and supporting people with this new infotainment system. So if I were to get another bike, I don't think I'd get another CVO because Harley has not changed the bike at all. I've considered, should I get a standard Street Glide or Road Glide and then upgrade it? But there's quite a few videos on the upgrade parts, and I'm not so sure how interested I'm in installing all those upgrades. I may just continue to add a few enhancements to this one. Stay tuned. But sometimes I think, should I change Harleys? Should I try a different bike, something of a different style? I want to understand what this Pan America ST is all about. Let's go for a ride. As we predicted, we got the Pan America ST. So it's the same price as the Pan America S. It's just stripped of a lot of the off-road stuff. It's also much more road focused. So it has Michelin Scorcher tires on it. And again, it's meant for on-road use instead of off-road use. But frankly, it still looks like the off-road bike. Will it sell? Well, I really don't know. The Pan America has done okay as an off-road bike, but I think it started off great and sales have dwindled off. The ST is meant for the street. It's got a 17-inch front and a 17-inch rear, which brings that tire size down, meant for road riding instead of off-road riding. It has a little bit less suspension and it's lower to the ground, mainly by the seat. The seat's a one-piece seat and it's carved out to make the seating position overall lower. It does have a little bit less of the ride height, but in theory on the road, you're not going to need it. But I don't know if this bike would work so well off-road, though I'm sure somebody will try it. It does have the adaptive ride height built in, so it will sink even lower when you're stopped. But one thing I noticed when I got on this bike, if you have the bike off, it goes to the highest position. So when you go to get on the bike, you got to work to throw your leg over it. But then when you turn it on, it lowers. That really makes no sense to me. Why wouldn't it go the lowest position when the bike is off? But you got to turn it on to engage that adaptive ride height. I think that's a flaw with both of these Pan Americas. When it's off, it should be low. Visually, I think it's better than the true Pan America. It's got a better look. And I think it's that blacked out motor. So they took the covers and made them black. And I think they should do that on the other Pan America as well. It looks great. The exhaust is slightly different. It seems to have a little bit more throatier sound, and there's a chamber missing at the midpoint of the exhaust. Not sure what that really does, but the exhaust sounded pretty good, even stock on this bike. There's no crash guards. It's just the bike, so certainly it weighs less, and it was very light and nimble to ride. So the first thing I noticed right away is I didn't know where to put my feet. I kept looking around for where the foot peg was, but it didn't take too long to figure it out, and then I was comfortable with it for the rest of the ride. I just had to remember being young and riding my CBR 600 F2. And I will say having your feet underneath your butt is really a better position. So all Harleys are really designed to have your feet hanging out front, and it looks comfortable and it looks like you're relaxed, but the reality is you're more comfortable if you have your feet underneath your butt because then your legs help out with the suspension where it may fall short. The seating position is quite comfortable, and once I got the hang of where to put my feet, I was enjoying the ride. So Pan America owners are not kidding when they talk about that motor. It may be labeled 1250, but it's incredible. It's got power all through the rev range, and of course it revs higher than these big touring bikes. And I really enjoyed it. It really brought back the sport bike days of old. But I was super impressed. The sound was good, especially on decel, and the acceleration was just frankly everywhere. I think the best part of the Pan America ST is that it comes stock with a quick shifter, and I have never ridden with one before. And once you get the hang of it, you're going to wish you had it on your touring bike. The key is when you're going up through the gears, don't let off the throttle. Just keep the throttle on the whole time and just flip the gears. If you let off the throttle to rev match, well, you're going to screw it all up. And then if you want to decel, just let off the throttle and push the pedal down. A really great decel sound as well. I was hooked with that quick shifter pretty quickly. The motor's liquid cooled, and frankly there was no heat except for my right ankle. So whatever's going on down here on that Pan America, I think it's the catalytic converter in the exhaust, does warm up. And if the wind is blowing across the bike, you're gonna feel it on your right ankle. I think my other gripes with the bike is one, the windshield is not adjustable. So you can get the adjustable option, 2 different heights on the regular Pan America, but the ST, it's fixed. It's smaller, it's more dark smoked, which is nice, but it's fixed. You can't raise and lower it. I don't know why Harley wants to resist giving us adjustability with the windshields. I think the infotainment system is already looking dated on these Pan Americas. They kind of went with a big plastic case, so it's kind of, frankly, a little old looking. And it doesn't support CarPlay. Come on, Harley. I know it's not worked out well with the touring bikes, but maybe it'll work on the Pan Americas. So what do you think? Should I switch over to a Pan America? Well, I don't know. I really have more to learn with this infotainment system and more to share about these new touring bikes on this YouTube channel. So I'll probably stick with that. But I would say if I didn't have a touring bike or I was just thinking about Harleys, maybe having a Harley, but I'm not a Harley rider, at least wanting a big touring bike or a cruiser, this is a great alternative. It's a wonderful machine. It handles so well and it's a lot of fun. I think if you commute on a motorcycle, especially if you get the lane filter or split lanes, this bike is ideal. I think it's got great power. It's got some Harley-Davidson character. That is true. And it's just a pleasure to ride. It's a much different experience than what most of us Harley guys are used to, but it's not a bad one. I do want to thank Rich and Mile High Harley-Davidson of Parker for helping me set up this demo ride. You can go to your dealer and demo ride really any Harley-Davidson. They've made it really easy, and it was a great experience for me. So just got off the Pan America ST, and I can tell you it's quite a ride. And should you happen to want to buy one, this is the guy to see.
Greetings, fellow enthusiasts. Rich here with Mile High Harley-Davidson and Parker with Tom in the Friction Zone, our favorite YouTube channel. He just got off the new 1250 ST, and you should come check it out. We'll take you on the same ride.
So even if you just want to try a bike out, you're not so sure what it's about, never ridden one like it before, go take a demo ride. It's fun. You may have received this in the mail from Harley-Davidson, encouraging you to upgrade the power of your Harley. I wanted to call out, however, they have this page in here that says if you bring this card in, you'll get this poster. So if you have this, grab the card out before you throw it away. So I don't think there's a Pan America in my future, at least not in the near future. But that is a motorcycle that I would strongly consider, and I'd probably buy and really ride it. I might actually ride it more than I do my big touring model, just because it's such a great experience. I really hope you found this information useful, and if you did, you go share it with someone else. But until next time, in the Friction Zone.